Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I thought I would try and hold myself accountable for all the series that I have started but not finished, because that seems to be something that I do a lot. I will read the first book, maybe the first two, love them, and then just never get around to reading the rest. A lot of the time I need a break between series. So after 2 or 3 of the books I start to get a bit bored and I need to read something outside that world for a bit before I can come back to it and get really into it again. If that makes sense. A lot of people really prefer to just binge the whole series, but that's not really something I can do. It's the same with TV shows as well. My friends get so annoyed with me because I can never binge watch them all in one go, and I always need a break, and a lot of the time I end up not going back to them even though I promise I will. So today I've just got a few examples of books that I have on my shelves that I have started the series but I've yet to finish them, and these are all series that I do fully intend to finish. They're not ones where I've read the first book and I've not been sure about it, or I've read the first book and I've thought, this isn't for me, I'm going to DNF the series. These are all books that I fully intend to read the entirety of at some point. So this video is to try and hold me accountable and open my eyes up to these series again, and hopefully get me excited about them so that I can finish them hopefully sometime soon. But we all know I'm not very good at keeping my booktube promises, so we'll see. So the first series of books that I fully intend to finish are the Mortal Instruments books, and as you can see I have the whole set. I got them from the works for like, I want to say like £15 or something for the whole set. When I saw that I knew I needed to purchase them because I've heard so many amazing things about the whole series and just Cassandra Clare's books in general, and pretty much a Cassandra Clare virgin apart from the first book in this series. I did promise a while ago that I was going to do spoiler-filled reading vlogs for all of these books, and I did do one for the first book, which was City of Bones. It is on my channel as one of my earlier videos, and yeah, I promised that I would do a video for each book and I would do a spoiler-filled reading vlog for each one, obviously because most people know these books and it can be interesting to see people read them for the first time, what they think as they're going ahead. I'm not going to get into what these books are about because I think I'm probably the only person left on BookTube that's not read them, so nobody really needs a synopsis. But I did read the first book and absolutely love it. As I've said before, I am really getting back into fantasy at the moment after having a huge period of time where I read none at all. I'm loving getting into those worlds again and all the world building and the different magic systems, political systems, everything like that. So I did read this and I loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, I think, and it was a book that was full of twists and turns, and there was always all these new ideas popping up, and I sped through it. It was such a page turner. And when I'm saying all this, yeah, it doesn't make sense that I've not read the rest of them, but because I want to read them for videos, I feel like that's what's helped me up. Just because I've had lots of other videos I want to film, lots of other books I wanted to read for videos, so I haven't got round to getting back to these ones, but I will do spoiler-filled reading vlogs for all of this series. Maybe I'll do them in quick succession sometime towards the beginning of next year, who knows. I am really excited about getting round to these books again because they're right up my street. Amazing world building, so interesting, so exciting, so many twists and turns like I said, so yeah. Fully intend to read these sometime soon. The next series of books that I have started and intend to finish are the 3 Dark Crowns series. So we've got 3 Dark Crowns, 1 Dark Throne, 2 Dark Reigns and 5 Dark Fates, and I believe these are all of the books in this series. I think there's only 4, and I do own all of them despite having only read the first one. The first one I did read quite some time ago, so I don't remember it too well. I remember absolutely loving it, again speeding through it. Again, it's fantasy, and I don't know why I didn't read fantasy for so long because it's clearly a genre I really enjoy. So in this world there is always a queen in charge, and the queen is chosen through a very dark method. So basically the queen herself will have triplets. She will have 3 daughters. Those daughters will then be taken away to 3 different factions, kind of. I'm not really sure what they call them in this book. There's like 4 different types of magic in this world, I think, in 4 different sort of areas of society, and those are elementals, poisoners, naturalists, and I'm sure there's a 4th one. But then I don't know why there would be a 4th one because there's only 3 queens. No, I feel like there is a 4th one. I feel like it's like war or something like that, but they haven't had a queen to war for a while. Something like that. But anyway, these 3 daughters, when they're born, are taken off into these different systems, and they're brought up within those areas of society. I'm not sure what they call them, like factions or something. I'm not sure what they call them in these books. And then once they reach the age of 16, the battle begins and they must fight to the death, and whoever survives becomes the next queen. So in this we've got Mirabelle, Catherine and Arsenal. Those are the 3 queens that we follow, and I believe it goes, each chapter is from each sister's perspective, so you get a bit of everything. Obviously because there's a whole series of books, it doesn't go to plan. It's not an easy fight to the death. I do believe that some of the sisters start to question this system that they live within. Yeah, just that normal fantasy trope of questioning the political system, which I am always here for. Again, I'm sure this was quite graphic and quite dark, but it is still young adult, so not too bad. Really exciting, I'm sure, and I'm sure there was really good world building and character building within this as well. I feel like there was one queen in particular that I loved. I want to say it was Arsenal, but I could be wrong. But yeah, and I just remember loving the magical system within this book and how it sort of changed and transformed throughout the book as the girls learned more and as they questioned more. So yeah, I'm so excited to get into these books. They're another series of books that I have said that I could do spoiler reading vlogs for, and I may well do, because I think a lot of people have read these books as well. I'm quite late to the party, but again, they just sound like they're right up my street, and if I could get on the train of them, I feel like I would speed right through before I got off and just finish them all. So yeah. The next set of books that I want to read are the Death Note mangas. Now I only have 2 of these so far. These are the black edition. So I believe the black edition, each volume contains like 2 volumes of the normal editions. So the first one has volumes 1 and 2, and this one has volumes 3 and 4 in it. I only have the first 2 in these books. I have only read the first one. Again, I finished the first one so quickly and absolutely loved it, so I immediately ordered the second one, but then have never got round to reading it, in typical India fashion. But yeah, again, I absolutely love this book. I either gave it a 4 or 5 out of 5 stars, I can't remember which, but in this one I think most people know this either from the manga or from the anime or from the Netflix film, because it's been adapted in every way possible. But this basically follows the central character of Light Yagami, I believe, who finds the Death Note, which is a notebook that belongs to a death god or a Shinigami. And basically if a human name is written in that book, that human will die, and you can write as much detail as you want in the book about how they will die, what time they will die, etc., and it will come true. Light vows to use this notebook to rid the world of evil and put in the names of criminals, murderers, people who he believes don't deserve to be in the world and who the world would be a better place without. And on the flip side of that, you also have the people who are trying to catch Light Yagami and trying to work out what's happening here. I found it really interesting how you get both perspectives, so you could see how they were each trying to be one step ahead of each other and how they were both trying to think about what the other one was doing, if that makes sense. I found that really interesting to read. It's also really interesting the ideas of morality, good and bad, right and wrong that are brought up in this, and whether the main character is really doing the right thing. He believes he's doing the right thing by ridding the world of evil, but should anyone really have the power to do that? Should anyone really have the power to decide who lives and who dies? These are the sort of questions that are brought up in this that I found incredibly interesting to read, and it was very fast paced and exciting, also with some amazing artwork as always. We know I love a manga / graphic novel. I have heard that a lot of people really enjoyed the first volume or first 2 volumes and then felt it started to go downhill after that. I'm hoping I will not be one of those people, but I kind of have that in mind now, so I feel like as I read them I will be thinking about that, but hopefully I really enjoy them just the same. I think a lot of people said they still enjoyed them and it was still interesting, they just thought the first one was the best one and it wasn't as good after all after that. But yeah, I'm really excited to go further in this story. The ending of this I'm sure was quite a cliffhanger, and that's why I bought the second volume straight away and then just never got around to reading it, but I will. For this one, I'm not sure if I'll have to reread the first one before I go into the next one, because I'm not sure how much I remember, especially sort of the intricacies of what was going on and how close they were to catching him and all that jazz. So yeah, I might have to reread this before I go into the rest of the series. The final series of books that I fully intend to read ASAP, these ones as soon as possible, are Poppy War books. I'm not sure if they have another name. I don't know if it's going to focus on them because it's quite bright. I'll bring them back here. I'm not sure if the series has another name, has its own name or not. I just know them as Poppy War books. But yeah, as we all know, I read and adored the Poppy War recently. Again, I'm not going to go into the synopsis of this because I think I have mentioned it in like 4 videos previously already because of how much I loved it. And also it is all around BookTube, Bookstagram, Book Twitter at the moment. Everyone adores this book, so we don't need another synopsis. But As we all know, I loved this book. I sped through it so fast. I loved the characters in it. I loved the world building, the ideas of magic, the inclusion of Chinese tradition, Chinese history. I loved the way that war and violence was handled in this novel. I loved the military strategy and how that was sort of discussed in this book as well. Basically, I just adored it, and as I have said, it is incredibly dark, and I believe the rest of the series continues that way because it is a grim dark fantasy, but it was necessary for the themes in the book. It's just incredible to read. It's so well written, it's unbelievable. But yeah, this is another one. I was reading the first book and about halfway through it I ordered the Dragon Republic because I was sure as soon as I finished this I was going to want to go straight on to this one. When I finished this, Dragon Republic had not yet arrived. Therefore, I found another book to read in the meantime. Halfway through that book, the Dragon Republic arrived. But by that time, I didn't want to stop reading the book that I was already on to go on to Dragon Republic. And then after that, I just never got around to Dragon Republic, did I? Because that's just what I do. But I am dying to read it, and I'm also dying to read the third book, which is The Burning God, which everyone is raving about at the moment as well. Apparently, I've heard from people that the Dragon Republic is going to make me cry a river, so excited for that for me. But yeah, this one, ASAP. I feel like I might put it on my November TBR because we know how much I absolutely love this book, and it ended on quite the cliffhanger, and I need to know what happens next, and I want to get back into that world again. I want to get sucked back into the darkness and the violence and the fantasy and the war and the magic and just all of it. So this one is probably a series I'm going to continue first out of all the ones I'm talking about today. But yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed me talking about the series that I want to finish soon. Hopefully. Let me know if you've read any of these series, if you've started any of these series and want to finish them, if you're good at finishing series, or if you're like me and you start them and never finish them. But as always, if you did enjoy this video, then do please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe for more content, comment down below with any of your thoughts and feelings, and I will see you in my next one.